New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced a significant temporary halt. The state will no longer approve new large data centers. This isn't a minor bureaucratic tweak. It's a landmark decision. It makes New York the first state in the nation to impose such a broad, explicit restriction on data center development, directly impacting the physical engine of the current AI boom. The governor's office cited clear, practical, and increasingly urgent concerns. The rapid, AI-driven demand for new data center construction is creating significant strain across several fronts. Specifically, the halt addresses worries over rapidly escalating electricity costs for residents and businesses statewide. It also targets the immense, often unsustainable, water consumption required for cooling these massive facilities, a critical issue in many communities facing climate change and resource scarcity. And finally, it acknowledges the erosion of local control, as massive industrial complexes are proposed and built without adequate community input or oversight. This decision carries immediate, tangible, and far-reaching consequences for AI development and deployment. AI models, especially the demanding large language models and advanced computing systems, are not abstract software existing in a vacuum. They are physical machines, server racks, and cooling systems running 24/7 in these vast data centers. They demand enormous, constant power. They generate vast amounts of heat, necessitating sophisticated, water-intensive cooling systems. A halt in new data center approvals means a direct, hard cap on the physical compute capacity available within New York State. This directly impacts major cloud providers, AI startups, and established enterprises planning to scale their AI operations or host their models within the region. This isn't an isolated policy choice. New York's move is a potent, early signal of a broader, emerging challenge that extends far beyond state borders. The issues Governor Hochul highlighted: strained power grids, dwindling fresh water resources, and growing community pushback against large-scale industrialization, are not unique to New York. They are universal pressures that every region experiencing significant AI-driven growth will eventually confront. This decision forces a direct confrontation with the environmental and social costs of the AI revolution, costs that are often overlooked or downplayed in the relentless rush for innovation and expansion. The prevailing narrative around AI frequently emphasizes its limitless potential, its ability to solve any problem, to grow exponentially without constraint. This state-level intervention starkly exposes a critical gap between that digital ambition and the undeniable physical reality. AI's future isn't solely determined by algorithmic breakthroughs, clever software, or even the availability of venture capital. It's increasingly and fundamentally constrained by the very real, very finite resources of our planet and the willingness of local communities to bear the burden of its rapidly expanding physical infrastructure. This is a cold splash of reality on the AI hype cycle. For AI builders, engineers, product managers, and investors, this news is not just an interesting headline to skim. It represents a fundamental shift in the operational and strategic landscape. It means compute capacity can no longer be assumed as an endlessly available, infinitely scalable resource. It forces critical strategic questions. Where will future data centers actually be permitted and built? How will energy and water efficiency be prioritized, not just in hardware, but in the very design and training of AI models? How do you factor in community engagement, local environmental impact, and regulatory risk into your long-term AI roadmap? This decision fundamentally changes the calculus for sustainable, long-term AI strategy, pushing resource management and responsible infrastructure development to the absolute forefront of industry concerns. New York's temporary halt is a profound wake-up call for the entire AI industry. The real AI race isn't just about who builds the best model or develops the smartest algorithm. It's increasingly about who can build and sustain the massive physical infrastructure required to run it, doing so both efficiently and responsibly. This isn't just a local regulatory hurdle. It's a foundational challenge that will shape the future trajectory of AI. What do you think about this unprecedented decision? Is it a necessary step to curb unsustainable growth, or an overreach that stifles innovation? Share your perspective in the comments below. And if you want more direct, unfiltered analysis on what's truly happening in AI, make sure to subscribe to Hands-Free AI.